Hello, welcome, good morning. My name is Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. We're here to play some Urban Shadows. The campaign is called Santa Sombra, as that is the name of the city we're playing in with the five supernatural boroughs just off the coast of California. So we're off the west coast of California, just so you know. The east coast of California is pretty far away, so we're not super worried about that. But Jay, introduce yourself. How did you get here?
I actually have no idea how I got here. Stumbled backward into Heather as is my way. Hi, Jay here today. I am playing Belle, the imp, who owns what's left of a store, and is hoping his friends don't get him killed.
Pooja.
Hello, I am playing Asmita from the Tainted Playbook, and I make deals. I make sure those deals are enforced, and it's really not my responsibility if deals aren't met and then consequences happen to the people who signed things.
I mean, but like...
I feel like I didn't do this on purpose, but I specifically this morning wore my allegedly
yes
t-shirt, which for the amount of BS y'all get into.
Yep. Asmita's nickname should be allegedly.
Yeah. Blythe.
Hello, everybody. I'm Blythe, and I play Celeste, the French vampire, who is mostly just like...
French pyre.
I'm really tired. Okay. Jason, why did you do this to me?
Funk pyre?
Why
Is
that
that
made
better?
me laugh so much.
Bronkfire. I like it.
I play the French vampire Celeste, who is mostly just along for the ride on this one because she signed the contract and doesn't want to die, but doesn't actually care that much about this. And she's going to be very angry when she finds out someone gave some steaks to a certain family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Does a Swedish vampire say blord, blord, blord?
Oh, you're in rare form.
We're all glad that I said that, and we're moving on.
No.
Jay?
Oh, you mean Joey? Or are we going back to the beginning?
Oh, sorry. I had to, Joey, I had to move all the things around while you were talking, and so I was just sort of going in order, and yeah, sorry.
It's fine. I am Joey, and I am playing Ryan, the lovable face scamp / Instagram influencer, who has never done anything wrong in his life ever.
We know that, and we love you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And definitely hasn't made, deals with two major Fae beings in the last 24 hours by accident.
Don't know what
Okay,
you're
so
talking about.
did everyone do introduction now that I've moved everyone around? And
I think so.
Very professional production here. The story so far is that our heroes our main characters are making their way downtown and are each moving in their own circles and factions and vying for power and influence and prestige. And in the course of those things have wound up, as was mentioned, making a deal to acquire a certain amulet from a certain mage, and some hilarity has ensued along the way. And if you want to catch up on any of that previous stuff, you can go to YouTube and look for Probably Okay Games and look for the 4 previous episodes. There's also an episode 0 if you want to see character creation and stuff. So the Dorklo Canada, welcome back, by the way, Dorklo Canada. So glad to have you back on duty here. It was just the Wild West without you, and I'm so glad you're feeling good and here to be with us. So Santa Sombra is the lesser known younger brother of Santa Claus. He's super into kombucha. Of course he is.
Like
he makes it at home.
because he's a hipster.
Yeah. Okay, so
Thought he was gonna be Santa Claus's like goth cousin or goth younger brother who just was like, I'm not like you. I'm not like the others.
Yep. Also, just because some of it may have gone by the wayside in previous mentions, is we at one point had a flash over. It's not a flashback or flash forward. It's just to a part of the city that you all in character don't know about. But a biker gang arrived and killed the dude, and then somehow knew that they were trying to get to Bell's Emporium, or what's it called?
Just Bell's. Just Bell's,
Okay.
I believe.
Bell's Dingaling.
Bell's Dingaling. Bell's Hangout Shop.
Sure. I almost killed Joey.
Almost spit tea all over my monitor.
And we haven't heard from those guys again. Then also there was a killing of vampires. A small nest of vampires who were known to be trying to make their way up the vampire faction, right? It wasn't like the vampire headquarters or anything. It was just like, what was it, 8 or 10, something like that, less than a dozen vampires, which, is pretty expendable. All got their heads ripped off, and a group of people moved into that building, shot at Celeste when she came to take a peek and see what's going on over there. So we still don't know what's going on with that, but it's unimportant because you've got this other deal to take care of, and it's probably not an issue. So that is, and so this issue that you are dealing with has taken you to the Constellation Hotel, specifically the Orion Bar or Orion's in the Constellation Hotel. And the goal being Mrs. Lane's penthouse at the top of the hotel. Oh, hello, puppy. No, okay. She came in and bumped me and ran away.
You forgot the most important news. That Janet doesn't hate me anymore.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Yes. We had a hangout and brought Janet and Pooja was there, not Asmita. It's so cool. That's so scary.
That would be terrifying for me too.
Yeah. Who here has made a character you would be terrified to meet in person?
Literally all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. At least 2/3.
Yeah, I've made like one character ever that I would actually want to hang out with.
Who has made a character you would like to date?
I'm playing him.
Like, no, because I wouldn't want to date any character I've played. But I have made characters I want to date. Does that count?
Sure. Yeah.
Also, want to date doesn't mean it would be a good idea to date.
Oh,
very good point.
It rarely
Yes.
is the same thing. Okay. So the object here, we've learned a number of things about Mrs. Lane that we don't have to go over all of it again. If you have questions, let me know. But we know that this is her hotel. The Constellation is her hotel. She is not in charge of the Wizards faction in the power circle. But she is highly placed, and a lot of people think like she's not in charge because she doesn't want the hassle of, like, she probably would be in charge if she wanted to be. Because the Wizards typically, it's kind of like university ranking where you get tenure and you get some power, and it's really just from being there a long time and publishing a lot, and she has published a lot of spells and is very well known. And
Yes. Miss Lane's floating disc, Miss Lane's hideous laughter.
Yep. And I think that's all we need to cover there. So if we want to jump right back into, I think we left off at Ryan's bar. All four of you were there, or was somebody making their way over still?
No, I think
I know. I
I think
think Belle was still.
yeah, Belle was
Belle was-
at the shop overseeing.
Yes,
Repairs.
yes, clean. Yeah, the repair crew that had come
Oh, that's
in.
right. The imps came by to
Yep.
help clean up, and you
I had-
promised the friend that they could pick up any three things in the shop
Yep.
when it's fixed
That's
up.
right. Yep, when it's fixed up.
Yep.
Yeah. And I had just offered my hand to introduce myself to the bartender.
Right. Oh shoot! Did I write down her name? Does anyone remember?
Sarah.
I have it.
It's Sarah.
Sarah. Yes. Thank
She's
you.
promised to let us in later.
Yes, because you promised to teach her magic.
I did promise her a lesson in magics.
Nope. None of these
Because
are
she
game
thinks
notes.
I'm a wizard.
Okay. Unimportant. Who needs notes? Notes are for suckers. Also, when we started out this campaign, I had a very neatly organized spreadsheet of who owed what debts to whom, and I'm not managing that anymore, so y'all just keep track of your debts. I will call things in when I need to. Okay, so... Oh, what was that, Blythe?
I said I don't remember any of my debts. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
The
Well, you can
spreadsheet's
go...
still there.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
copy it
The
off the
spreadsheet
spreadsheet as
exists.
is, and then go from there. Okay, so Ryan, you introduce yourself to Sarah, and she's just as pleased to meet you. She also had picked up on the fact that Celeste was a vampire and poured her a glass of house red, which apparently the wizards don't mind catering to that. And this isn't like the kind of hotel where it's like, oh, if you're not a wizard, you better stay away from here. It's just, this is a hotel for wizards, run by wizards, but like, as long as you don't start anything, anyone's welcome to stay, right? It's just, if you start something, you're gonna get wizarded up. So
Get a wizard in the face.
that is just worth noting. So, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll order another drink while we wait for Belle.
All right. Yep. Sarah is very efficient about pouring drinks and getting everything ready. I think we said it was getting on to about 6 p.m. You have until midnight to deliver the amulet that is probably in a safe upstairs, up in the penthouse that had been blown apart due to freak lightning strike. Just like really wild coincidence. 6 separate lightning bolts struck the top of the building within less than 10 seconds.
That happens. That's a thing that happens.
Yep.
On the regular.
Yeah.
Especially when you bring in beings from another plane of existence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lightning may not
you
strike
do.
twice, but it will strike 6 times. A lot of
Yep.
people don't know that you can go back around, and then that's yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Fibonacci sequence somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Yeah.
towards the back.
Yeah.
Oh, things I didn't need to go through my head again.
Okay.
The Fibonacci sequence.
Oh, right.
Because I used to watch a lot of Square One as a child, and the Fibonacci sequence came up a lot in that show.
Yep.
The
Yeah, I
only
thought
time
maybe
it's
you,
ever
like,
come up in my life.
Had a bad experience with somebody named Fibonacci or something.
No, it's just that there was a song about it.
All right, so... Oh, and also, Ryan, you were eavesdropping on somebody in the corner you tried to eavesdrop, and that went
did.
poorly.
Yeah,
Yep.
I took a harm for my dropping of eaves.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
Permanent urge.
Now, Ryan, if I remember correctly, your healing can't apply to you, right?
Right, that's correct.
Okay. And I don't think anybody else has healing abilities. All right.
Nope.
So, I wanted to present a possibility. Ryan, is it okay if we fast forward to Ryan visiting the restroom?
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Okay. when you get in there, you're not sure exactly what it is because it's some sort of like arcane magic. It's not fey magic, but you get in there and you see like the mirror responds a little bit. Like if you start thinking like, what does this look like? It'll like turn and you can like look at the back of your hair. Like there's just some interactivity with the mirror here. But it also occurs to you that this is the type of thing that can like reflect, like if you're trying to do magic, right? Like you could do your magic eyeliner on the mirror and it would go back to your face. Mm-hmm. So there's a chance that if you wanted to use your heal ability through this mirror, that you could heal yourself up, especially since you may be up for some violence later.
Right.
You may not want this harm going forward.
That is fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot. And so it's going to be my fairy magic. So I have to either suffer one harm, which would, be dumb. Mark corruption or give my monarch a debt. We're gonna go ahead and mark a corruption because Oberyn already has a debt on me, and I don't want him having to.
If you would like, in this case, I would also add to that list. Roll let it out, and as long as you get 7 or better, your heal will work. But there may be other complications as well.
Then yeah, let's do that. Let's give that a shot.
Unless you'd rather mark corruption, that is an option.
No, I mean I've got 2 corruption already. Like let's do that slow burn on the corruption. That is a 9 on the dice. Plus 1 for spirit, right? I think for let it out.
Yeah.
So that's a 10.
Oh wow, perfect. Okay, yes, you channel your magic into the image of you in the mirror. Really, like a very fine image, if you do say so.
Oh yeah, all the filters, every Instagram filter.
Right, and in fact. What I'd like you to do you have a physical copy of your character sheet?
I do.
Could you draw a little extra box next to the faint harm?
Ooh, yes I can.
All right. So you heal up all your harm and you have an additional 6th box as faint harm. No, normally you only have 1 box of faint harm. Now you have 2 for now, right? That's not permanent, but it is an effect of doing that. And it's also pretty early in the evening, 6 p.m. People are starting to come into the bar, but they're you're just by yourself in the restroom and you manage to get this spell to work.
I love it. Yeah, so it's good. I'll heal myself, kind of straighten myself out, brush myself off, use some of the complimentary cologne, have a full bathroom moment.
Sure.
And then re-enter the bar.
And
I'm
one
surprised
last
that you're
thing.
using free hotel cologne.
I wasn't going to, but they've actually got some pretty good stuff. So I'm sure they acquired it completely legally and didn't, use magic to get it in any kind of weird way.
No, they definitely did. The last thing I'm going to do is, I have something to tell you, but I'm going to ask you to make the, what's our perception check called? The check out the scene or something?
No, I almost turned to violence. That's not right. Figure someone out.
That's just how we do it.
Right.
Oh, you know what? Actually, do figure someone out, and then I'm gonna use up one of your questions.
Okay.
And then if you have more than one question, we can go from there.
Yeah. So my mind is not great. That's a 6
Okay.
total.
Oh. Okay. So as you're getting ready to go, you see just the kind of the you see a person behind you and you're like pretty quickly aware that this is just in the reflection. Mm-hmm. And you see there's like an old-timey like bone armor, like not even old time but like ancient, right? Mm-hmm. And these really large like the hands of like somebody who's 8 feet tall, right? On your shoulders, and they just give you like probably what they think is a comforting squeeze.
Yikes.
but you just catch a glimpse of. And actually, I think you would know Kiernunos well enough to see like just this quick glimpse of who it is. In the mirror, just giving your shoulders a little bit of a squeeze, and then he's gone. That's all. No biggie.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, it's not like I probably wouldn't anyway, but, you know.
Yeah, Dorkler Canada. Hey, champ.
Right.
You got this.
Right. And I'm just going to say under my breath, subtle. All in due time.
And then you have a brief flash of, in the mirror, a version of you, but if you had antlers.
Oh.
And it's, you know, it's not like, I don't know what great deer antlers are, what 10-point rack. I don't know what is good or bad. Yours is medium, right?
Sure.
That, not to, you know, infringe on Kiernunos' rack. Yeah, that's all. If you would like to take corruption, you may have the antlers now. But that's up to you.
I think I'm good for the moment. But that's good to know that they're there in the ether.
Sure. I mean, if you don't want my antlers, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever.
Well, I mean, we're trying to be a
Came
little
all the way here
incognito
and made this
and,
available. But if you don't want it, that's fine. I don't care. You just like you call once and then don't hear from you
Well, I
again.
mean, the antlers are really something you wear more to the Met Gala, not so much the Constellation. So
that's fine. No, I mean, he doesn't really say anything. He just like gives you the shoulder squeeze. There's a brief moment where you're offered something and you've said no thank you, and we move on.
okay.
Celeste at the bar, I think we mentioned before, but the glass that was poured for you is pretty tasty. It's like well preserved, and she also was able to heat it up to 98.6 degrees, and that's always nice because half the time you get it, it's either cold or it's a little stale or whatever, and this is like just like out of the vein, you know? It's pretty good.
Celeste is enjoying herself and waiting for whatever nonsense is going to unfold. She's basically just like waiting to execute this plan. So she is enjoying herself, taking sips of this, backing up Asmita, as Asmita definitely tricks Sarah into things. Because that's what's happening so far. But yeah, otherwise she's just kind of basically waiting for the like, when are we going to steal this thing? Because
okay,
this place is boring.
So Bill at the shop, the imps are flitting about and doing repairs, and they'll probably be done within a couple hours. I mean, your shop was essentially obliterated, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
all of the mundane items can be repaired, right? So they're,
Right.
you know, lamps and bookshelves and,
Good.
all those things are being put back together. Some of the curios and things that are magical, they can't really repair, but they are putting all the pieces together in piles, and like one of them has like scotch taped like globe, or it was like an egg, right? It was like the size of an ostrich egg kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they've like scotch taped it together.
Sure.
Like it's like kind of like lopsided and sad looking.
Close enough.
They tried.
Close enough.
They tried. Also the brothers, Sumba and Nisumba, I believe, are still in your office.
That's right. Yep. So
Because you're yet to unleash them.
I have yet to unleash them. I'm going to check on the infinity band around, I think it's Nisumba's neck.
Yeah.
I'm going to check, see how that's healing.
Yeah, it's coming along pretty well, and it looks like you might be able to pull it off him with some help.
Okay. Well, I look at Asumba and be like, hey, help me get this off, because the sooner it's off, the better.
Well, I don't want my head to come off again.
Well, let's try it and see what happens.
But you'll put it back on if it comes off, right?
Let's see what happens.
No.
Yes, I'll put it back on. Whatever. Yes,
Promise.
It'll be fine. Promise? Promise?
Yes.
I promise.
Okay. So, Mel, you can feel the like, you know,
Yeah.
the obligation that you have made.
Wait, was it a real one? Because I was definitely mentally crossing my fingers.
Oh, were you not sincere?
I was not sincere, no.
Oh, okay.
I was
so
saying words to get this guy to shut up.
All right.
Jeez.
So, okay, Nisuma squints at you and says, "You don't mean that."
Let me roll. How do I deceive this guy?
Well, in this case, it's going to be let it out because they're magically aware of promises.
Mm.
Would it possibly also be refused to honor a debt?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet, because he hasn't actually made the...
I have not made the
promise?
commitment to, yes. All right, so fine. I will roll some let it out, which I rolled with with, what do I
Spirit,
roll?
I think.
Spirit, I think.
All right. Let's see. Let's use these. These dice are looking good today. That is not great because that is a 5.
Oh. Okay. So, I'm going to have you go ahead and mark corruption.
Okay.
And you're in a spot where Nisuma has just like looked into your soul
Yeah.
and is either gonna need your actual commitment to putting his head back on if it falls off, or is not gonna help you take the infinity band off, and you're gonna have to like turn to violence to get that from him.
I said I'd get it back in a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Let's just leave it on for now. I just don't want to deal.
Okay.
And I'm just like, fine, leave it. Don't destroy it.
Don't pick at it.
It's like, well, actually, I don't care if you pick at it. I don't care if you pull it off. And I don't care if you get killed. I just have to give that back.
Okay.
The
but-
important part here is the infinity band, not all of you.
Well,
all right?
I think you also wanted these guys to be a distraction, right?
Well, yeah, that's like, I was like, that's the next thing. I was like, hey, we're gonna go. We gotta go. Gotta go do the thing that you're gonna do.
Okay.
So let's go make with the distraction.
Sure. Just okay. So a couple of I think these guys were also like 7 or 8 feet tall,
Yeah.
buff, naked, green. So
Blends right in. Inconspicuous.
Yep.
That's what this is.
Yep. So they just stand up next to you, like, all right, where are we going?
All right, we're gonna go over to the Hotel Constellation. I'm gonna go inside. You're gonna wait 3 minutes, and then you're gonna do your thing.
And okay, so out of character, what exactly I'm not gonna words lawyer you. I just want to know like the spirit of what are their directions exactly?
I mean, the directions are to go in the hotel and make a big noise and bust shit up and
Go
attract
into the
all
hotel.
the... Yeah,
Okay.
that's the idea, is that, like, they'll go start smashing up the lobby or whatever, making big noise, being big, doofy, naked dudes. Mm-hmm. And while everyone's dealing with them, we'll slip upstairs. That seems like a plan.
Okay.
Can't go wrong. It's a 2-part plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So you're you head into the hotel and they're outside. You see your friends at Orion's, the bar inside the hotel. As a reminder, when you go up, it's has this impression of like cut stone, big, arched entryway. It's I think we said it was like sort of mix of turn of the century Art Deco type stuff, even though the city was built in the 80s.
Doesn't mean this building was. I mean, this building could have been brought from anywhere.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, actually, that's probably the case. I bet that, you know what it looks like? It looks like it belongs in like New York, right?
Yeah.
It just looks like a New York building. So, or AKA California's East Coast. But the entryway is long, sort of hallway, I guess. Like longer than it seems like it's 50 yards long, right? It's probably not really, but you have this just impression of grandeur. And then at the end, there's that old timey like brass elevator kind of thing, and then a double spiral staircase circling around the elevator on both sides. And to your left is a very long check-in desk, which could have an army of greeters, but has like 2 people there. And then on the right is a little like 3 steps down into a slightly recessed hotel bar area with kind of a round bar where there's like 2 half circles of bar with all the drinks in the middle, and one bartender who doesn't look very busy because there's just 2 people sitting at the bar who Asmita and Celeste. There's a couple of people sitting in a corner booth away just having a private conversation. And I think as you come in, Ryan is coming out of the restroom and seems like a little bit taller, but you're not sure about it. Like it's probably the lighting.
Yeah. Antler free though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, just come on and say, hey, our 2 friends should start doing what they do in a couple of minutes. We got a way upstairs.
I was in the bathroom. I don't know if they came up with the plan while I was gone, but I was there.
And
Celeste
then, much too early, the doors are kicked in.
God damn it.
And you look, you're like, what? No, this is like, it's been 45 seconds. Not real good with clocks, apparently.
Yep.
But these guys come in and they're kind of like they come in and they're like, you can see them like kind of putting on the act of like, we're gonna get you. But the concierge scurries around from the counter. It says, welcome, gentlemen. If there's anything we can do to make you welcome? And Sombra E05 are completely disarmed by it. They're like, oh, what?
God. I said the word smash up the joint.
Well, they did kick the door open.
Smash up the joint.
But
You need God the concierge. That's all I want.
The concierge is offering, like, oh, we have an excellent room or rooms. If you wanted separate room, if you're together, then that's fine. He's just like really laying it on. Any of you, let's see, Ryan is familiar with like magic in general. Bill, I think you are just from the amount of magic items. I don't know if Asmita, like, I know you do magic, but it's not the same type. I don't know. What do you think your spell sensory awareness is?
I don't think it's anything great, but I have familiarity with power, like with the power circle.
Sure.
So possibly if it's something I've seen before, if I'm like, oh, this is familiar to me, like if it's common, I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think so. And Celeste, I think we had established you're not super facile with magic.
No, and my power circle knowledge, I'm pretty sure is my worst one.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we'll say Celeste is a little unaware of what's happening. Ryan and Belle can really sense this. Asmita, if you want to know more, I would allow a roll if you wanted to sort of get what's going. But
I'll do that. I always want to know what's happening, especially when these 2 are cocking it up again.
Yep. I mean, and sort of literally just giant naked dudes.
So I rolled with power, right?
Yeah.
Or something else?
Yeah. Let's roll. Actually, let's just roll with spirit, kind of as a custom move for this, because it's more about your sensitivity to magic.
Okay. In which case I failed.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, so that 6 could be a 7. Nope.
Okay, so unfortunately, then the 6 minus in this case is going to be a little bit complicated, but we'll get to that in a second. So Ryan and Belle, you can feel the like nonstop barrage. The concierge is making his version of an attack. I want to say, can we have our concierge be like surprise guest star Louis Tan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Always.
Oh no!
Always.
Don't surprise me with Louis Tan ever.
Yeah. Well, I don't want him to be a surprise. I want to see him coming.
Coming and going.
Hey-o.
What, Joey?
Huh? What? C'est moi?
So yeah,
Can't do the
he comes out and
eyebrow
he's explaining like all the things that the hotel could do for these gentlemen, and but he is also just like barrage of spells of like trying to convince them, right? They're all like not mind control, but you know, the little thing of like what. Like, do you want extra towels? Do you want this thing that costs a little bit more? Do you want this other thing that costs a little bit more? You know, like for a normal customer, that's how he would be using these abilities. But right now he's just throwing everything he can. He is not doing like waving a wand around or saying magic words or anything. He is just speaking and is creating spell-like effects. Dorkle can, I like that. Mental Aikido is, yeah, he's like trying to take their wants and turn it back on them to be what he wants them to want. And he's not even Fae. So, Ryan, I think you're like maybe even just game recognized game is like, wow, this wizard is doing what's really like, it's fairly easy for a Fae to do what this wizard is doing, but this guy is like, he's in there. He's like a B-class Fae. So, I would say sub-Fae, but I think that's a different thing.
We'll get there in a second.
Yeah. And Belle, you also you just recognize the I think that's Asmina, that's why you actually should get a +1 for the 7. It's like the amount of deal offering. It's not deal making yet, but I actually am going to bump you up to that 7 because it's just like, how about this deal? How about this deal? How about this? I'm really trying to diffuse this situation with a lot of different promises. And I just picture Celeste there with her blood, like, sip.
That's exactly what she's doing, because she is just like, y'all are chaos. Like, she's just like, je ne sais pas. Just
Sarah, do you have popcorn behind the bar?
The two people who are having a private conversation in the corner like stand up real quick at all the noise, and they're sort of looking out to see and sort of checking with each other, and then they do a sort of a classic. I really liked the animation from how the Harry Potter movies depicted disapparation, right?
Yeah.
That's sort of like zip, the twist out of there, aside from all of the problems with what's her face,
all the problems.
She who shall not be named.
I don't know what you mean. The books just appeared out of a lake and they were given to someone.
Yeah.
Yep.
But just have that picture of these two, like they grab hands and then zip, like just twist into nothing, because they're not here for this. So they're the two demons, I guess. I don't think they're actually asura, are they? Oh, are they? Okay. So they are a little stunned, and like still trying to be belligerent, but they're like they have met an equal force,
right?
and which, I mean, honestly, if you're going to be the concierge of the constellation, you probably have to be on your game.
Yeah.
So,
I would like to, what was it? Mislead, distract, or trick, and try to distract this concierge to try to break the spells that he's doing.
Okay.
So that these guys can get to work.
How do you want to distract him?
I'd like to actually use a little bit of magic.
Okay.
Like basically, like it's just the cheapest thing. Basically, just sort of like make a loud noise from another part of the room or another part of the hotel to try to draw his attention for a second and see if that'll do it. Like basically a magical version of, hey, look over here.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I want to pull up the playbooks real quick, which I had to open earlier because I was reading them, and then I closed them when we started the show. Like,
Why would you need them?
yeah. All right, the imp. I'm just checking one thing. Okay, so actually, what I'm hoping you won't mind using is a version of your let it out to infiltrate a hostile area by appearing unworthy of concern. And
That works for me.
And that will sort of accomplish your goal more than, because you're not really like talking to the concierge to try to trick him or anything, but your let it out will accomplish what you want. It's just you're gonna have to mark a corruption to make it work.
That's good, because I only have 2 left. So great, that's going to be awesome. This should be cool.
Well, you can fill up corruption lots of times. Well, 4 times.
Let me let it out and see what happens.
Basically, you can take 20 corruption.
Ooh, that is nice. That is a 7 on the dice plus 1 for my spirit, so that's an 8.
Okay. All right, I like that. So then... Oh, I guess... Wait, let it out doesn't automatically mark corruption.
It does if you, on a hit, mark corruption and activate the ability.
Oh.
On a 10 plus, you ignore the corruption or the complications.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. But you got a what? A 7?
I got an 8 on the dice. Well, 8 total. 7 on the dice plus 1 for spirit.
Okay. So you'll mark corruption and infiltrate a hostile area by appearing unworthy of concern. But ultimately, you just exert some influence on the situation. Now, you did say you wanted to distract it. So what does this action look like? What are you physically doing?
I mean, I figure I do a little, like, hand sigilly kind of thing. And then from another room, there's like a loud crash. It sounds like something bad has happened somewhere else. So the concierge drops his attention on Nasumba and Asumba, and then I give them a little bit of a like,
okay,
smash. Make with the smashing.
Yeah. The concierge's spells drop as he turns. There's like a crash from the kitchen, like the bar kitchen, and he turns, and then Nisumba like shakes his head a little bit, and then just picks the guy up by the front of his uniform and throws him against a column. He just crumples to the floor. We don't know how he's doing. He's having a bad day no matter what. And the gal who's behind the counter, what is that person called?
Which counter?
Behind the hotel lobby, like check you in
Concierge?
That's also a concierge. Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's
kind of. Or a receptionist.
Or receptionist, yeah.
Oh, yeah, reception, I think is probably, yeah. Well, anyway, she's like, oh, shit, and just ducks behind the counter.
Good for her.
As Sumu goes over and just, like, kicks the computer out, like, because he just, like, steps over the counter and kicks the computer, and she's looking up at Naked Demon, and, and they just start stomping around. Yeah, they're doing it. One of them comes over into the bar and gives the worst performance of like, I will murder you, humans, and you all. Your doom is nigh, and I am here to end you. Bruh. And then Sarah grabs a bottle from behind the bar, whips it at this guy's head, and it hits, breaks, explodes into fire. Which
Oh, shit.
probably she must have done something to it, right?
Yep, clearly.
Good on you, Sarah.
Yeah, but
I
that
like
is.
Sarah.
I like Sarah a lot.
She's gonna die horribly, but I like Sarah.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Because she can do that and I can grab her and I can be like, first part of your lesson, know when to run.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that.
And lead the way further in, further up.
Okay, well, Sarah's trying to lead the way out the front door.
And I'm gonna be like, no, it's gonna attract more attention. We want to get we need to get to a safe spot until they're done.
Well, what? Okay, okay. So I'm gonna need you to convince her because it's sort of a panicky moment.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a special move for it, we'll just use persuade an NPC.
Yeah, I think because the only thing I have a special move for is figure someone out. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Cool.
this is. Does she?
So-
She doesn't owe you a debt, right?
she does.
Okay, so if you want to cash in a debt, no, I think you owe her, right? You made her a promise.
I made her a promise, but she agreed to owe me for it.
Okay.
So it's kind of I owe her and she owes me.
Okay. Well, if you want to cash in her debt, you'll get a +3 to your roll, but you have to decide before you roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm actually really good at heart because my whole gig is persuading people.
Uh-huh. So you are cashing it in?
No,
Okay.
I am going to hold on to that one for later when it's more important that she does what I say.
Sure.
And I got 6 plus 2 is an 8.
Okay. They can't counter your offer or demand payment. A debt, a favor, resources. I think what she demands is assurance. So like, are you sure? It seems way safer outside. And it's just like you're in this split-second decision.
Yeah, I'm just gonna no, we need to get in because there are more protections inside. Remember. Also hiding from the human eyes.
Okay, so yeah, she's oh yeah, I think not taking it out to the street is somewhat of a convincing argument for her. So she's going along with it. She's a little dubious. Nisumba is thrashing around trying to put his head out. Has tried a couple different bottles of things that did not put out the fire. And it finally sticks his head in the sink and just is like, you know, it's that big like metal sink that you can put all the bottles and everything into to rinse. So you have that moment of like his head's in the sink, his giant ass is in the air, and it's time to go.
But the infinity
they're
band's okay,
distracted.
right?
Uh-huh.
The infinity band's all right. All right,
Yep.
cool. Yes, let's go.
It's still around his neck.
Cool.
Okay, so you all head further in. Do you want to go up the stairs or in the elevator?
I think the stairs would probably be the best. Fewer cameras
Okay.
or scrying spells.
All right. So we're all headed up. In my mind, Celeste still has her glass. Is that accurate?
You can't let precious blood go to waste.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that matched up with your picture.
Sorry, I'm getting attacked by ants. There's so many ants.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's
Good
awful.
Southern
Oh
California.
my god, there's so many ants. sorry. Like, I've been distracted by this whole time because, like, there's too many and it's stressing me out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
no.
That's a huge
Zero
bummer. Well.
Like, they're not harmful or anything. I'm just like, I don't like the feeling of something
Oh
crawling
yeah,
on
no,
me.
that's nasty.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally
Right.
creepy.
Southern California, it could happen to anyone, anytime. Just line of ants in your kitchen or wherever. Yep.
They just go everywhere. I don't like. It's like, oh, surprise, ants.
Yep.
Right. No reason.
Yep.
You don't leave food out. You're not like, yeah. It's
I am a very specific, like, no food in my bedroom type because I don't want this
Yeah.
to happen.
yeah, same. And that's here we are.
That's how you get ants.
Yep.
I don't even know where they came from. But they're all over my floor, and I'm like, where is this? So,
I highly recommend ant traps. Just keep it away from where the dog can get it. But
yeah, I have 3 dogs, so I get worried about that kind of stuff.
yeah, but if they're like going up the wall or on your desk or whatever, you just put it in front of their line and they'll take it home, and it's great. Works great. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going up the
Sorry.
stairs. There are a couple of people coming down the stairs in sort of red jacket with little earpiece and curly-Q wire, clearly security guard types. The camera zooms in and we see like the curly-Q doesn't attach to anything. It's just like a stand-in because there's a magical device there, but it's like, oh, for mortals, we need to make this look like it's something.
Do any of them look like to be in charge?
No, these look like the people who were closest.
Okay.
But
I'll still accidentally get in one of their ways and like accidentally bump into one of them.
ooh, okay. Well, I would want a mislead, distract, or trick, unless you have something else.
Well, no, I can do mislead, distract, or trick, and
Okay.
I get to roll that with heart because of my ability. Let's see. That is a 5 on the dice, plus 2 is a 7.
Okay. Yeah, on a 7 and 9, you get to pick 2 things.
Okay. I mean, let's create an opportunity, and I'm banking for later, and avoid further entanglement.
Yeah. Ooh, I think you wanted to slow them down to where they're going, right?
No, so basically what I'm doing is one of my let it out abilities is appear to others as someone you have previously touched.
Oh, okay. You just
So I'm
wanted
trying to
tap
collect as many people as possible so that if we need to get through somewhere, I have a cadre of faces I can put on.
them. Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay, it's logged. You tapped that.
Which is also why I shook hands with Sarah in case we needed her face.
Right.
Very clever.
You're just keeping like a little black book. A little,
Oh yeah,
like a
it's a
book of
Facebook.
faces, let's say.
Yep.
Somebody asked me if I'm proud of myself.
Well, I'm proud of you because I also got that joke. I'll high five you when I see you later today. It'll be great.
I am not. I refuse.
What if I buy you drinks at the what's that Barrel Tavern?
Idle hour?
Idle Hour.
All right, then yep. Then it was a great joke. You should be proud of yourself.
There we go. I freaking love that place. It's so
I do.
cool.
It's the
They have good
best.
drinks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
And
not just a
air
gimmick
drinks.
either. It's like actually
no.
good drink. Like they had was it like a chili fry or something, cheese fry, something like that? It was super,
Yep.
But anyway, sorry, folks or if you visit LA, you gotta look up Idle Hour. It's very cool.
And if you've seen The Rocketeer, it's
yeah,
it has the dog in the background.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the
It
big-
does.
the big prop dog that you walk in the mouth of. It's very cool.
It leads to a back room.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a party room that if you have money or can
Yeah.
split money with friends, you can rent it. It's very
That
fun.
might be kind of fun actually if you have a bunch of friends who are all vaccinated. Or like, can we just go to a
Yeah.
space that's ours? And
Yeah, you totally can.
I'm gonna look into that. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
bank
sorry.
that for later. I love it.
All right, so we're you're headed upstairs. You log an extra face And the stairs, it looks like they go up like maybe 3 stories. I believe we said the building is about 40 stories. So these stairs go up to like there's a business center that looks like it hasn't been touched in the last 10 years. You know, there's like computers and printer and fax machine from 10 years ago. And it's yeah, I mean, it's definitely a nod to like, hello, we are a regular hotel with regular things that regular people use. So yeah, there's like a business center on that level, and some. I'm channeling a little bit of the LA gaming convention. You know, where there's like conference rooms on that second floor, and then on the third floor there's like bigger conference rooms, like where you could have like a big banquet and that kind of space. Not really rooms or anything. And then from there you have to go up to the rooms, and then you have to use the elevator. But also from there's more than one elevator. There's like 8 elevators to choose from. So
Awesome.
not a lot of people running around. Just you saw those security guards running around, and other than that, no, like literally nobody. Right? You don't see anybody as you get up to the third floor, just trying to see how far the stairs will go. The stairs go this far, you know, unless you want to get to the fire escape stairs or something. But
I think like more service elevator. Maybe because we need to get to the top. We need to get to the penthouse.
yeah, okay.
Exactly.
So
yeah, let's try that.
I think we have to then cut through the banquet rooms to the kitchens on the third floor, also, so that you know it's not too far away from room service rooms and all that. Yeah, you make your way through the kitchen. The kitchen is spotless, but also completely unoccupied.
Do they make food here? They don't.
It sure is clean.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to investigate this too much further. Nope.
Do. Sarah, does anyone actually work at this establishment besides you?
Oh, yeah, lots of people.
Just not on these floors.
Well, we don't really need anyone in here.
Yeah, I mean, no, not in the kitchen. I just am surprised at the lack of security in any way, shape, or form.
Well, not all of it's immediately visible. And you all are far enough away from the lobby that you wouldn't be able to hear. Like if a grenade went off, you probably wouldn't hear it back here.
No, that would disturb the occupants, and no one needs that.
Yes.
You gotta keep the sound baffling. But yep, through the kitchen you can find the service elevator. The service elevator will go all the way down to the street, to the alleyway behind the hotel, and as far as you can tell, all the way up to probably floor 39, because you don't want the service elevator going to directly to the penthouse. You know, you want to hide that from the penthouse occupants. You don't want them to have to see the help.
Yeah.
So, to the elevator?
To the elevator.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let's see. Esmita, as you are getting to the elevator and you are like waiting for it to come, like you've hit the button and it dings and the doors are like slowly, it's the like service elevator, like, you know, Esmita, you just get this like skin crawling sensation that like someone's staring daggers at your back. And I mean, I don't know, like, do you want to turn around? Do you want to keep doing what you're doing?
I do. I want to turn around. I want to know who is.
When you turn around, you don't see
Staring at me.
anyone.
This feels like studying a place of power.
Yep. yeah, if you'd like to get more information.
I do. I mean, because there's nothing ominous about, not all security measures are immediately apparent or anything.
So roll plus power.
And that is an 8.
Okay. On a hit, you see below the surface to the reality underneath. Ask the MC one question about the schemes and politics of the circle in question. On a 10 plus, you would get a bonus. But so right away, what you see is the spirits who've been bound into service here, and it's a like grisly version of Be Our Guest, you know, where you just can see the sort of ghostly outlines of the kitchen staff who've all stopped what they're doing and are staring at the 5 of you going by.
That is good to know.
This is also unsettling. I don't like it. Let's just go.
And I will say, only Asmita can see this right now, unless she's going to point it out.
No, I don't think there's any need to, but I'm filing it away.
But you also get to ask a question about it if you want.
Is there any... So they are bound... Are they bound by a contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
Filing that away for later.
Yeah, and I think all of you just
Mental
see...
notes.
You see Asmita turn, and I like, what is Asmita's expression of it? Like, do you turn, are you able to like hide? You're like, oh, it's ghosts all the way down.
I think I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck? And then when I look, it's like a slight widening of her eyes.
Mm-hmm. I think like a hanging metal spoon like clanks, you know?
And then like
oh shit.
Like a narrowing, like a narrowing of her eyes.
Yeah. Do we get like a little bit of like lizard flicker? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the head that goes lizard, right? Or snake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him too?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much going on here. I'm just not going to get involved. I'm just
picturing Celeste like
just drinking away.
just looking over the top of her glass like, you people.
That's really what she is, just like, can we just steal this thing already, please? Like,
I love it.
Her thought is just like, who cares what they're doing here? We all do weird stuff in this town.
Knowledge
like,
is
this
power.
So not that weird compared to half of the stuff we go through at Bell's. That's like
True.
where she's at. So she's just kind of like, okay, get the freaking amulet so we can get out of here.
True. But definitely like the like presence of that many people under contract.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think that's
like to their souls is like a.
I think that's probably what grabbed at your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm actually blanking, and I for some reason can't find my notes. Who was it that wanted the amulet?
It's the vampires. What's the
Elizabetta.
Right. Who's Celeste's sire?
Yes.
Well, no.
Oh no, not her sire.
They know each other, I think.
They know each other. Yeah.
Yes.
We know each other.
What's your sire's name, Celeste?
I don't know if we did.
Oh, okay.
That?
It wasn't
That
established.
hasn't been been divulged.
Yeah, no.
And Elizabeth was the one with the pen?
It was her assistant had the pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That now Asmita has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Asmita's pen.
Yes.
Lena was the assistant.
And yep, which is how we're in this mess. Well, that part of this mess to begin with.
Yep.
Okay.
What's this wee business? I'm along for the ride.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, you were exempt or not present for the signing of the commitment.
That's right.
We can take our time in the kitchen. That's cool.
I mean,
Yeah, you
we're
can
just,
just, like,
I'm
nope out of
literally
there.
just looking like while we're waiting for the doors to open.
Yep. Okay. Doors open. You go in. It's got the like padded, the quilted like blanket walls. There's nothing else in there. It's just like a very plain, sort of chipboard floor and fluorescent lighting. It actually feels a little out of place for the rest of this because it's just so utilitarian and not spruced up at all. But yeah, you want to go all the way up to 39?
Yep, let's do it. All the way up.
Okay. The elevator goes up. No cops, no stops. And you step out into the, far end, the service corridor of the 39th floor. There are like a couple of like service closets there that you can, let's see. Celeste, I think you can you can just like smell the cleaning chemicals and stuff that are in there. But does anyone else have like predator senses, like hearing, smell, that kind of stuff?
I can.
But that's usually when you're in your demon form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, if I let it out, I can do that.
Okay. Do you want to?
Sure. Let's do this.
Okay.
Don't remember how I do this, but let's do
you're gonna
this.
Roll plus spirit.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. See how this goes.
Let it out. Let it out.
That's a good face.
My soul never bothered me anyway.
No, my soul has left my body at this point.
A little anime like.
Yeah, so I rolled a 3, but because I have a -1 to spirit.
Okay. So I'm just scrolling down to the vamps. Let it out. Because I'm
Can't
gonna
extend my senses.
let's make a deal. Extend your vampiric senses for a short period of time. So I'm gonna let you mark either. So this is a choice. You haven't marked any corruption yet. So you can either mark 2 corruption and have this work basically the way it's supposed to. I'm going to twist it a little still because I'm evil and here we are. Or you spend none corruption and this power is going to be stuck on for a while for me to do with as I please. And I mean, I'm not evil or anything, so there's no reason not to trust me to not misuse that access.
Definitely would never abuse your power.
No, and I'm definitely not evil. And anyone who says they're not evil can't be because that's illegal.
That's the law.
Yeah.
That's entrapment.
Yeah. If you're evil, you have to tell me.
So when I mark corruption, does that mean I get to use any of these other corruption thingies?
Well, it fills up your corruption track over time. So depending on how much you have marked already, how much corruption do you have now?
I don't think I've marked any.
Huh. I feel like you... Yeah. Whenever you feed on an unwilling victim, you're supposed to mark corruption.
Yeah, but I tricked them into it.
Well, any victim that wasn't provided by Ryan is going to be unwilling.
Then I haven't done that. Because all the ones I fed on were provided by Ryan.
Okay. Great.
So I haven't fed on like a rando. I was going to...
Right.
But then...
Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, so in this case, this would be your first 2 corruption. What happens is you fill the corruption bar up like XP, and then if you do, you have to take one of the corruption advances. You can just take a +1 to any stat, or you can take one of the corruption moves, which they can do awesome things, but they also fill up your corruption faster. So it's up to you.
Yeah. You know what? I will take that 2 corruption because I don't have any yet. But let me grab my notebook, which I did not grab for some reason.
All right. So, your senses. I don't know, can you still hear me? Probably not.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can hear you. So your senses extend, and beyond the like cleaning supplies and other stuff you can smell, you smell the new carpet, the fresh paint, the like the recently plastic covered. You take the plastic off the front of the TV. And all of this adds up to like no living person has ever been here in like floor 39. There's never been a guest here. Like even a non-living person, I should say, like no person, like, because vampires have a smell too. They just don't smell like living people. So yeah, your senses, you can feel this. Like everything here is fresh out of the plastic, even though this building is years old. And everything your senses are telling you is that no person has ever stayed in one of the rooms on the 39th floor.
All right. Hold on, I'm writing this down. So yeah, Celeste is going to sip her blood and kind of just be like, this place is very strange, and it does not smell like any person has ever been in any of these rooms. Not stayed here anyways.
Okay. Good to know. That's probably a good sign for us.
It's just... Je ne sais pas. I would say it's more suspicious. Takes another sip of her blood.
I'm just gonna give it a shot. Just go up to one of the random rooms. Is the door locked?
No.
Okay. I already immediately regret this. I'm going to open the door.
Okay.
To one of the rooms on the 39th floor.
Okay. You open the door, and I have to ask the question, do you step in?
No, I'm just looking in.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's in. Like, I don't know if it's a room. I don't know if it's a weird wizard laboratory. Like, there's a reason no one stayed here, and I want to know what's going on.
Yeah. So you push the door open, and you just see, like, it's a pretty nice hotel room. This is one of the like king size bedrooms. You can see the curtains are drawn, and there's like a nice TV and a table and like really well apportioned room. And you know what? I should say this probably looks like a suite, right? So you're looking at a little like living room thing, and you can see the door into where the bedroom probably is, and otherwise, it looks brand new. But I want to say, like, as you push the door open and your hand goes over the threshold a little bit, you can feel a like pulling, like almost like, if you have magnets close to each other, you can feel it pulling, and you yank your hand back. The door stays open, and you feel invited.
Good.
Be our guest.
No. All of the no.
Welcome, Ryan of the Fae.
This isn't a ward or anything, right? It's just a spell. It's
It's
put on
like
the
the
room.
opposite of a ward.
Okay.
Come hither and stay.
And by the way, no one else heard that. It was just for Ryan.
Sure. All right. Well, the rooms are weird. The rooms are very weird. They're weird.
You feel your right foot take a small step towards the room.
No, I don't want to go in.
You're still on this side of the door.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you wanna close that door then? If the rooms are weird.
I don't know if I want to close the door.
No, you definitely don't want to.
I think we should definitely get.
I do want to say, Ryan, you're not like totally out of control of your body right now, but
No,
there
for
is
sure.
Strong influence. And this is amazing. Oh God, screw this in chat. Thank you. Ward spelled backwards is draw.
Ooh.
Oh,
This is good. This is good. Just like the drawing of the three. If anyone else is a Dark Tower fan, yeah.
It's been on my to-read list. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I
mean, we're on a time.
Yeah,
we're on
we
a
got
time crunch as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, don't you kind of want to know what's going on in there a little bit?
No.
No.
Nope, not a little bit. So let's can I close the door? I'm gonna go close the door.
Enter and receive everything you've ever wanted.
Celeste is going to put a hand on Ryan and pull Ryan back.
Ryan, on the little like coffee table in there, you're starting to see a sort of a cornucopia of things, food, and a like headdress of antlers type thing. Just a number of things are being made available to you. Oh, and your remind me, was it sad when you ran into your ex, or there was like mention of your ex, or is there still like, or is it just pure animosity?
It's pure animosity. Like, there would definitely be like, there's still an attraction, but also like, you screwed me over like big time, so I want nothing to do with you, and I want to see you like fall and die in a fire.
Okay.
But also like, I'd still kind of want to hit it one more time before that happened.
Yeah. So your ex steps out from the bedroom door in just barely a towel, let's say. I think you understand what I mean, right? Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
and just like leans against the door frame of the bedroom, gives you the eyebrows, the perfectly sculpted eyebrows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pulling the door shut.
By the way, nobody else can see this stuff, so we just see Ryan like this. What does this look like, Ryan?
Oh yeah, so Ryan is like looking, he's kind of holding onto the door frame with one hand, kind of leaning up against it, like white knuckling the door frame. Like, he knows this would be bad, but also he really wants to go.
Yeah, and it's yours. It belongs to you.
Right?
Why shouldn't you have it?
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's more if Belle doesn't close the door, Ryan's probably going to take a step in.
All right, Belle. You'll have to reach across the threshold to pull the door shut.
I will take that risk.
Wow, that's very brave of Belle. I didn't expect that.
We just need to keep moving here. I don't have time
The rest
to
of us
deal
don't
with.
want to die.
Yeah, I don't have time to deal with his shenanigans.
Okay, hold on one second.
We were really good at the shenanigans.
Celeste is just grabbing Ryan by the shoulder and pulling him away from the door. She's like, I'm not touching that. I don't trust this place.
Okay, that could help. All right, so perfect. I'm gonna have Belle roll keep your cool, and then Celeste, you can roll help depending on what he gets. You might not have to roll it.
Cool. So that's with spirit.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, dice. Be cool. Oh, that one. I'll just roll them both. That was Oh, thank you, dice. Thank you for cocking and then letting me reroll. That is a 12.
Ooh, okay.
Aw,
Yes.
yeah.
Ooh.
You smoothly just reach in and you can feel the like membrane of this place as you reach for the door and you just slam it shut. You know what it's like to be promised shit. You promise people shit left and right.
Yep.
You're like, oh, okay, room,
Yeah.
okay. And as soon as the door slams shut, Ryan, it just snaps like a rubber band. You're, totally aware that none of that was real, and it was just a very powerful promise.
Nice.
All right, so no one touched these doors. That was ugly. I mean, it was hot, but I mean, it was ugly, but still kind of hot.
And
Very
I think
hot.
this is the perfect place to take our little break, mid-game break. So I'm going to put up the 4-minute timer. We might need 8 minutes, everyone. We never know. But we are going to be back in less than 8 minutes. So thanks, everyone, for hanging with us. We will be right back.
Thanks.
hello there, and us welcome back you now. Hello.
Nailed it.
First try.
English?
We are making our way through the hotel, and nothing bad has happened, and everything's fine.
Yep.
Okay, so the door slams shut. Ryan, the spell just snaps off, and I think it even like sends you reeling back against the wall for a second. Like, you stumble back against the wall. You like didn't realize you had stopped breathing, and gasping a little bit. But what do we do?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. It was
Cool.
It was just a weird. Don't open those doors.
Yeah, wasn't gonna.
We need to
We gotta go.
inward and upward.
Yep.
Sure.
But you're cool, right? You're not gonna open another door, right?
No.
All right.
No, maybe. No.
Let's. All right. All
It's
right.
a joke, Belle. When you give me that look, it's a joke.
Is it though? Is it?
Sarah, is there a servant's entrance to the penthouse?
Well, there's we just have to take the main elevator up, and then normally service has a schedule that they go up in, but and then there's the fire exit, of course, but I've never really been up there, so I'm not sure.
Well, time for the next part of your lesson.
Okay.
Everyone here has been hiding things from you, which I think you're a smart woman. You already knew that part.
Well, everyone deserves their secrets, I guess, but I am starting to be a little bit concerned.
There's personal secrets, and then there's I don't want to. I'm trying to put this delicately. And then there's duping fools into a life of servitude for crumbs.
From behind Sarah, Ryan goes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are certain objects of power that could give you an upper hand. Now is a good time to get them.
Okay. Well, should we go over to the elevator?
I
Yeah.
think the fire escape.
Okay. So the fire escape to go upstairs is like down this hall, and so what you realize is this hallway makes like a plus sign. I would say an X, but it's not like weird angles, right? It's like a perfect 90-degree plus sign in the very center of the hotel, right? And the seal of the hotel is in the middle of that where the lines cross. And then as you get there and you turn down to see where the elevator is, Sarah looks like in the straight ahead path. She's like, oh my gosh, it's real. And she goes to like run down the end of the hallway, which is a little ways, right? And pulls open the curtain, and it's the city of Santa Sombra, but covered in snow, right? She's like, wow, this must be the winter side. I didn't realize it was literally true. And she's like looking back at you all as like snow is softly falling in a like Southern California coastal city.
The what now?
Well, it must be real. There's each side of the hotel shows a different season. Only at the upper levels, and I'd never seen it before.
Tell me the fire escape isn't on the snowy side.
Well, I don't know. I think the stairs are actually near where the elevators are.
All right.
And actually, I think at the intersection where you are is kind of where the elevators so the intersection has 4 corners to it, right? I think there's 2 elevators at each corner. So there's 8 elevators. Most of them are going down, but the 2 elevators in the northeast corner, let's say, will go down, but also will go the last of the way up to the penthouse. And so, you all are kind of in that intersection, like, okay, here's the stair. Can we go up the stairs now, please? And Sarah's like,
Yes.
staring out the window like, this is incredible.
Totally cool. It's the coolest thing. We gotta go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and she kind of jogs back in her... I mean, I believe I mentioned she's like 60 and like pretty buff, but not... she's not a long-distance runner. Just cross-country is wasted on her. But... like, if you needed to move your sofa bed from the upstairs apartment, like, she's your gal. Joey. That's very good.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I couldn't let it go.
Are any of the rooms in this hotel, like, there are real rooms in this hotel, right? Like, that people can get in?
Do you want to open one?
Not these, no.
Okay.
No, but like, because we're on the 39th floor currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are like, it's weird that you're binding people to servitude, which means, I guess, I don't know if Celeste guesses this, but I guess that you get in that room and you're going to be bound to servitude. So can people actually book rooms at this hotel?
Who are you asking?
Celeste is just kind of like looking around like, does anyone actually stay here? Like in a normal way, not in a magical way. What's a move I can do to see if Celeste is picking up?
Investigate a place of power. What's it called? Study a place of power. So you're gonna roll plus power.
Fuck.
Well, it should only be a 0 at worst, right?
Is it my reputation or my knowledge?
The knowledge.
The knowledge, I have a -1 to power.
Ooh, whoopsie. Okay, well, yeah, you'd have to roll. You have to roll plus -1.
Yeah.
How did that go?
We're gonna find out because last time it went very badly.
What could go wrong?
Last time you got shot in the head. It can't get much worse than that.
Can't it though?
No, last time I had to take corruption to use it. This time I got a 4.
Oh. Well. I think
This is why I don't make Celeste do things, because she just keeps botching them.
Well, only when it's related to power. You can do other stuff. You're good at other things.
Unfortunately, we're in a wizard sanctum, so.
So the wording of this is, on a hit, you see below the surface to the reality underneath. Ask the MC a question. On a 10+, your insights grant you plus blah blah blah. So on a 6-, I think the reality of the situation is like you sound a little bit exasperated to me, like as the MC. It sounds like your character's a little bit exasperated, like, does anybody even stay here? Which I feel like needs to translate into you like throwing open a door. Not necessarily that you're storming in there, but you're like, are any of these real rooms?
Okay, but I wouldn't open it because after I saw what happened, Celeste is not going to open a door.
Okay. What do you feel like an appropriate 6- result would be here?
I mean, she just like doesn't, because like I think in this case she just doesn't know anything. Like me as the player, I am like picking up what's being put down, but Celeste doesn't know shit about wizards. So she's like, what the hell is going on here?
Okay.
I don't smell any sense of people having stayed in these rooms. there's, well, like, I don't know if like Esmita told us stuff, so like she's just kind of like, what? I am so confused. All I know is Ryan opened that door and it was bad news.
Okay, that's fine. However, we can't have a die roll where nothing happens, so I will just take a hard move in a different way. And the stairwell bursts open and security guards come out.
Oh God.
They flick out like the collapsible batons that are sparking at the end of it. So there's sort of like collapsible cattle prods, and there's 4 of them in the hallway, or coming out of the stairwell, which is like at that intersection where all of you are gathered, and they're coming at you. I think. Let's
Yikes.
see. I think. Was anyone down the hall with Sarah, or did she kind of just run ahead to pull those curtains open?
I think,
I mean, I
I
thought we
ran
were all
ahead.
together, but
yeah, I think she ran ahead.
I think she ran out. I think we're all together, like trying to get to the door
Okay.
to go upstairs. Did they come out of the stairwell we were trying to get to, or did they come out of a different stairwell?
Well, yeah, because that stairwell goes up and down.
Yeah. Boy.
So, yeah,
my
they
God.
just come busting out of there, and they are like not asking you questions. They're just coming at you.
All right.
So,
Well.
what would you all like to do?
kill them.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be. Whew. Yep. Nope. Turn to violence on this one.
Okay,
Yeah,
go for it, Bill.
we'll see why not.
Let's see. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's a 7 on the dice. Plus my blood. Ew, that's not so good. That is a 6 because I have a -1 to blood because
Oopsie.
I am not supposed to be the one rushing into violence. But
All right. So tell me what it is you wanted to have happen.
I wanted to try to grab one of their batons from like the nearest guy and jab him with it. I feel like that did not work out well for me.
Oh well, let's see. Trying to find. Oh, there we go. Harm and violence. There we go. Yep. Okay. So yeah, you get into it with this guy. You're going to try to take away his baton, right,
Yeah.
and hit him with it.
Yep.
And I think what happens is you grab onto his like. It's not like a bulletproof vest or anything, but he's got some sturdy clothing. You grab his like red jacket lapel, and you're gonna also grab the baton, but you grab the end of the baton. Yeah. And so you shock both of you, right?
Oh, good.
Because you're holding on to him, and so I'm gonna have you mark 2 harm, but it's technically not the like serious harm that would be 2 boxes worth, right? It's like just a little bit different. So I'm kind of freestyling this a little bit.
So sort of one faint and one serious.
Yeah, but it's not really a serious wound, right? Maybe put like an S next to it. It's like shock damage.
Yeah. Ow.
And but the guard also takes shock damage, and it is
good.
Like the 2 of you are currently locked in this like this is because like he can't take his thumb off the thing,
Yep.
and
I can't let him go.
yeah. So you 2 are in a little bit of a dance. What else is happening?
I mean, Glenn gonna back.
Oh, Blythe, we can't hear you very well.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Nothing has changed about my scenario, so
Okay. So what did you say?
I'm gonna do an attack.
Okay. Who do you want to attack?
One with security guard.
Okay, the one attacking Belle or a different one?
A different one.
Okay. Go for it.
There we go. That's a 9.
Okay, 9 on turn to violence. You inflict harm as established, and your opposition chooses an option. Okay, so how much harm do you deal?
Well, I mean, I pull out my sword.
Oh, okay. What's the damage on your sword?
I think it's 3, but let me
It's 3 and messy.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you slice into this guy for 3 harm. And he in turn is gonna put you in a bad spot. That's the thing he gets to choose. So yeah, you slash into his arm and he's bleeding a lot and he looks like he's in real bad shape, but is able to like fend off, because this isn't just like hack one move, right? It's like everything's all happening at once here. But yeah, you get in there with your sword. Is her style more of like a fencing style, I would imagine?
Yeah, I guess. I was kind of, yeah, that makes the most sense.
I mean, I just doubted it was like a claymore, 6 foot long gun blade or something.
Oh, no, because I tend, when I picture sword fighting, I picture kendo style because that's what I know samurai movies better than I know fencing.
And Jedi.
So like, I always picture that first.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh yeah, I guess because she's a French vampire, it makes more sense she would use a more European style. So.
Well, I mean, over 300 years, she could have learned kendo for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I mean, probably. But that's always my first thought. Or like, I kind of almost pictured her with a broadsword, to be honest.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
It's messy, so I was almost like, well, maybe it's a big broadsword that she uses two-handed.
Well, I almost got a hold of a Janet, but I did not.
I
failed my role. Okay, so you get into a back and forth with this guy. He's blocking some of it with this baton, which you should have just like broken right through, right? Like this baton is somewhat incredible, and he's not able to do harm back. That's one of my options, but I didn't pick that one because he's going to try and put you in a bad spot, and so. What he does is he's blocking, you've sliced him a good one, but he manages to like shove you back against the wall and like electrifies your sword a little bit, right? So it's not that you're taking damage, it just is like, if you've ever like hit something and it like vibrated through your hands and it's like leaves you kind of stunned. You still got a hold of your sword, but you're just shaken. Right, so you're backed up against the wall, and this guy's pretty injured. I should keep track of these guys. So one of them has 2 shock damage, and one of them has 3 sword damage. Okay. Who's got an idea? There's no initiative order, so we can even like have somebody follow up on whatever it is they're doing and go a couple times. It just depends on where the spotlight needs to be.
I have an idea. It may be a bit involved, so it might be a multiple turn situation, but I'll let you make that decision. I would like to go down. So we're at like the center, right? I'd like to go down a hall where they can't necessarily see down that hall. Yell.
I don't know if that's really available as an option because it's just this, 90-degree cross situation.
Right.
So anyone,
and they're also in the center, right?
That but if you wanted to duck into one of the rooms, that you could get cover there.
Well, my plan was to kind of duck out of sight, call out to someone who's not there, go back the way we came, and then throw one of the doors open and disguise myself as an unconscious security guard. and let them think we went through the door and try to get them to go through the door.
Sure.
That was the original plan.
You could try that with the stairwell if you want to, like...
Yeah, let's do the stairwell.
Duck out there real quick. However, just because of your particular situation, there's a risk of you grabbing a room door by accident. So I'm going to have you roll Keep Your Cool.
Okay. Keep my cool, keep my cool, keep my cool. Where are you? There it is. Spirit, that's not terrible.
What every player wants to hear.
That is a 7 on the dice, plus 1 is an 8.
Okay. So in this case, it's just not going to get you a bonus. That's the cost of your 7 to 9 in this case. But you do manage to grab the right door.
Okay.
And duck out. And now if you wanted to do mislead, distract, or trick, or if you have your like a face change ability or something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to... Let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and burn a corruption to use that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry, I have to let it out. That's my bad. I have to let it out. That's what it is. So let's try let it out first, see if I have to. Well, that didn't work. That's a 5 on the dice, plus 1 is a 6. So I don't get to use my let it out.
Oh, plus your spirit?
Yeah, so 5 on the dice and then plus 1 for spirit. It's a 6 total.
Oh no, I have options for you.
Uh-oh. Of course you do.
All right. So you wanted to use let it out, appear to others as someone you've previously touched.
That was the plan, yeah.
Okay. And that would... Let's see. So normally let it out is on a hit, mark corruption, activate an ability.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have a choice. Either you duck into the stairs and it turns out to not be the stairs. And that's all I'm going to tell you about that before you decide. Or you can mark 2 corruption and have this work, sort of, with complications.
Yeah. I'm gonna mark 2 corruption. Let's do that. So I have 4 corruption total.
Okay. All right. You duck in there. You don't really have a way to check your look or anything in the stairwell, but you duck in there. You're like, okay, go with that, big, strong person that I touched. And come back out as a Jolly Green Giant copy of Simba. And all of you see, I'm pretty sure you had contact with them, right? At some point? Yeah. So you come back out. Everyone else is like, oh my God, what's Simba doing here? But yeah, you come out and you're a little disoriented because you're very tall, right? You like brush the light fixture and are naked. And you look down and you're like, oh no. you know what happened.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you look down and you're like, well.
I mean, if you're going to do an oopsie, do an oopsie.
Yeah.
All right.
So what do you... Yeah, okay, that was like a couple of things, so I think that's good.
Yeah,
you just
that's
come
fine.
bursting back out of there, with the form of somebody that you touched. Yeah. And here we are. So
Yep.
I want to check in with Esmita.
I think so. So we've got one of the security guards is tussling with Belle, having a shocking moment.
Yeah, one's having a little back and forth with Celeste, but has her backed up against the wall, and it looks like she's at a disadvantage. Okay. And then the 2 others are kind of rounding on you because Ryan dipped, and I'm going to say he hasn't come back out of the door yet, right? Like you just like Ryan just disappeared into the stairwell. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, I am going to, you know what? I'm going to hold off on the nuclear option for now. and I'm going to pull out my collapsible baton.
Go baton to baton.
Hot.
All right. Do you want to roll? What is it?
And
Harm some violence.
And I am
Turn to
going
violence.
to. Actually, you know what? I have a much more fun option.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let it out. And to attempt to impress, dismay, or frighten someone with a display of demonic fury.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Sorry, I was like, oh, I could do. But wait.
Okay.
There's
Let's
more.
roll plus spirit.
Dice, be good to me. They were good to me.
What do you
That was
got?
an 11,
Ooh, that's outstanding.
which is good because like what I get on the dice is all I get.
Okay, so with let it out on a 10 plus, you can ignore the corruption or the complications.
I think I'm just gonna ignore the complications. I think we've got plenty of complications
Yep.
at this moment.
And you have plenty of room on your corruption track, so
yeah, I mean that's only my third hit of corruption. I'm fine.
yeah, what could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing. Everything is as it should be.
Excellent. So what does this look like?
I am going to say that you know how like in my demon form, my eyes are black, kind of wispy void pits,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say that that happens now
Okay.
in my human form. It's like suddenly they get very large, very black, and they are looking into the void.
Okay. Cool. How would you feel about adding a little bit of a like unhinged jaw effect?
I was actually just about to say that, so I'm so glad that you
Awesome.
said
Awesome. So yeah, a little bit of hissing, like mouth too wide. Classic. We love it.
It's like, what is that? Oh, yes. It's like not quite the mummy from the mummy
Yeah.
thing, but that's about to get there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you let it out. You get to use that ability, and with the tainted, you do have to mark corruption, and you impress, dismay, or frighten someone with a display of demonic fury. Yeah, I think one of the guards you're facing just like backs away, right? Is like backing down the other hallway and doesn't realize that he's backing towards Sarah. And she is like, we can all see her kind of like, okay, I got this. Like not literally saying that, but like, and then he backs into her, and she just like grabs him and rolls back with her, like sticks her foot in the lower back, right? Rolls back and launches him back towards the window behind her. And he just goes right through. Oh no, actually these are magic windows. No, he bounces really hard off of this impenetrable window and just slumps to the floor. As Sarah's like getting up, is like, oh, ow. It's like she's too old for this. And she's 2 weeks from retirement. It's just
Oh man, they didn't even give me a watch.
yeah. So she's like on the ground like, I did it. But yeah, that guard is just like dumped upside down next to the window.
Suplexed.
Yep. And let's come back to Celeste. Celeste, you've been backed up to the wall.
Yeah.
What do you want to do about it?
I mean, I'm gonna attack him again.
Okay,
I want to keep fighting him.
let's go for it.
All right. Nine. Wow, those are different dice, and I rolled the same numbers.
Oh, weird. Plus blood?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So, the 7 to 9 has, okay, they get to choose one. So, let's see. You're kind of already in a bad spot. They don't really want to flee. They think this guy still thinks they're... Oh, no, actually, no. He's really hurt. So, yeah, I think this guy... Oh, but you're still going to do damage from your sword.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy, like, shoves you against the wall again to, like, sort of, like, bounces your head off the wall. And if you were human, that would have been a lot more debilitating than for you. It's mostly just annoying. He bounces you off the wall and then turns to try to, like, run for the stairs. Are you okay with just, like, cutting him down from behind?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I figured. I just didn't want to assume. Is it a slash? Do you run him through? Like, what? Tell me how this goes, because he's dead.
Yeah, as he like shoves me against the wall, and as he's like turning to run away, Celeste just quickly runs up behind him, stabs him through the stomach.
Okay.
Cool.
And do you want to pull him down and feed in this moment? Because if he dies, you can't feed on him, right? But he's technically still dying. So if you stop and feed now, you can use your feeding ability.
Let's do that.
But I am going to say, if you do that, you're not going to be able to attack on a, like, you're going to need to wait around because this is a little involved to, like, and
I mean, I don't know if I've taken any harm, but she's going to feed off of him.
Oh, no, you took, I think you took 2 harm from him, right?
I thought you said I didn't take harm.
Oh, that's right. That time,
I thought you said I just was like...
No, you're right. You're right. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I think she just murders him. She's
Okay.
like, not worth it. You're not... I just had a perfectly good... She's like... Also, I imagine she's got this sword and she's fighting him. Actually, this makes the fencing even better. And she's been sipping the blood.
She still has her glass. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I love it.
But she's like... She's like trying not to spill it as he like knocks her around. She's like, no! I want to spill this perfectly good glass!
Yeah. Yeah, it is good, too. So, yeah, okay. Yep, you take him out, you run him through, kick him off the end of your sword, and, yeah, that guy's done with.
Yeah, she stands on his back and takes another sip of her glass.
And I think in that moment, you're, like, suddenly aware of Sombra in the hallway with you. Sombra, what are you doing?
Sombra smash. Sombra is gonna try to get their attention.
Okay.
And try to get them to head towards him.
Okay, there are 2 guys left here that are on their feet.
Perfect. That's all good here. You hear that, dice? It's gonna be all good. So we're gonna do distract, surprise, or whatever. Mislead, distract, or trick.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Not
more those dice.
Not turn to violence.
No, I'm trying to like create a ruckus to get them to look at me and try to get confused as to why he's here when he's supposed to be down there. And
okay, before you roll,
yeah,
I'm going to apply a -1 to mislead, distract, or trick, or a +1 to turn to violence. It's still your choice, of course.
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna take the +1 to turn to violence. Rolled out. That is a 9 on the dice, and the +1 makes my -1 a 0, so that's a 9.
Okay. So on a hit, you inflict harm as established. Do you have a weapon?
No.
Okay, well that's fine. You're Sombra anyway, so
yeah.
I think that's probably like a 2 harm. Then your opposition chooses 1. I think they're just going to try to inflict harm on you. And they jab that taser into your bare gut, and well, your bare, perfectly sculpted abs, and
Right.
you take the 2 shock harm, right?
Okay.
The is sort of that special harm we were talking about before, but also like kick this guy to the ground, or you like hit him and then shove him over with your foot and sort of standing over him, and he's like trying to get out of the situation, but you're just like standing over him. Belle, what are you up to?
Well, I forgot that I could have ignored all the harm from this dude before because I'm a fucking demon. But, you know, whatever.
Well, you don't want to waste it on this. That was only shock harm.
That's fine. I would like to turn to violence.
Yeah.
And I'd like to try to snap this guy's neck just to be done with this.
Sure.
So let me try that. Let's see how it goes. Which dice look like they're not going to be terrible today?
Now, the one you're attacking hasn't been harmed at all yet, so...
Yeah. No, he's at the 2 shock harm.
Oh, right, yes.
Because we're shocking each other.
Yep. Oh, right.
They're shockmates.
Shockmates. Well, dang it. I keep forgetting I'm real bad at the turning to violence.
I love that you keep forgetting.
Yep.
Same.
So that's a 6. It's a 7 on the dice minus 1 for a 6.
Oh, bless you. Is your power circle already checked as XP?
You know, yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Yep. I was gonna give you a free XP on this one, but
any chance since I'm there, I can try to lend a hand.
Yeah, because you are in charge of your fight situation. Well, Jay, did you have a 6 or a 5?
That was a 6.
Okay, yeah. Ryan, go ahead.
Okay, and I'm rolling with Jay's circle, which is wild. So I have +1 to this roll. That did not help because I rolled 2 2s.
Ooh.
Okay, so you're gonna actually get in the way.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so what it
You're
sounds
acting
like
a
to
little
me,
bit too much like the real Soomba.
yeah, is that Belle was actually like really in charge of the situation and was about to take control of what was happening.
Absolutely.
And Soomba swoops in like he's gonna grab this guy so that Belle can get him, right?
Yep.
And just ends up in the shock party. And I think the 3 of you go down in a tangle of like limbs and shock prod and whatever. Both of you take 2 shock harm.
Okay.
And the good news is this guy also takes that and like passes out. But the 3 of you are so tangled up that it's gonna take a minute to get out of this. And I think let's see. 1 is stabbed. 1 got thrown against the window. 1 is in a tangle.
There was the one that I was tussling with that I was in.
Oh yeah, you knocked him to the ground, but he's not out of the fight.
Yeah.
So at this point, I am going to go ahead and just take a hard move there, especially because Ryan diverted his attention to deal with Belle. This guy gets up, like rolls up to his feet. He's only a little bit injured, and like takes the shock baton and like twists it in a like complicated gesture, and then swishes it like a wand. And literal lightning bolt shoots out. Just lightning bolt. I think he actually says lightning bolt. And blasts the 3 of you on the ground.
Oh, come on.
However, I'm going to give you a choice. The option to let it out to avoid this is available to you with some complications that I'm not going to explain ahead of time. But either or both of you can roll let it out.
I am fine with that.
And if you don't, you're facing 3 shock harm.
Oh yeah, no. Fuck it.
No. Yeah, we're gonna let it out.
Okay. I'm just saying you don't have to. Because you'll probably have to mark corruption. So
fine by me.
Not a 10.
So you'd rather have the complications?
Yes, I would rather have the complication at this point.
Okay, so you will mark corruption.
I will?
Yeah,
wait,
you
no.
either take corruption or complication, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the complication.
And not the corruption.
I'm taking complication, not corruption.
Oh, so okay, you're ignoring the corruption
Yes.
and taking complication. Okay,
Yes.
I'm with you now.
I also rolled a 10,
Wow.
but I will take the corruption and ignore the complication,
Oh, that's great. So
which
as
fills my
far as
corruption track.
so to me that sounds like that fills your corruption track.
It does.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so if I can, and just feel free to call me off if this is too much, but it sounds like Belle rolls to the side and pulls Ryan up as an Asura shield to be between him and the lightning bolt. And so Ryan, you're not taking corruption. The complication is that you are stuck as Sombra. And you're aware of it. The combination of like the previous bad roll that got you this form, and now the like lightning bolt, like magical lightning bolt effect, has locked you in this form, and you know that it's going to be until sunrise. So it's it's like after it's probably 6:30 at this point, and you are going to be in this form until what? When does the sun come up tomorrow?
Tomorrow, sunrise is at 5:41 a.m.
Okay, so until 5:41 a.m., you are stuck in the form of Sombra.
Nice. Well, the important thing to remember is the sun will come out tomorrow.
Yes.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah. Or your top dollar, whichever. I mean, it's fine. We don't judge. All right. Does that sound okay as a collection of events?
Yes, I'm all good for it. Yeah. let's do
Okay.
it.
Asmita, you're left without an opponent, but this guy did just like equip his lightning bolt wand, and you're I think off to the side a little bit of this.
I was about to say, it sounds kind of like I'm behind him.
Yeah, that could
In
be.
which case, it sounds like the perfect time to be in a plane and
Sorry.
It's all good.
It's just so like it's funny because I love the idea of it as sound effects for like rushing. We're rushing.
No,
through
it's
this.
great. Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. But I'm gonna beat him in the back of the head with my baton.
Okay. Let's roll turn to violence.
Okay. I mean, if there's anything that you can say about us, it's that there existed an addiction to blood. That would be 12.
He explodes. No. But on a hit, you inflict harm. And
on a
your
10
opposition
plus?
chooses one. On a 10 plus, you also choose one from that list. So which one do you want to pick?
I'm gonna inflict terrible harm.
Okay. Great. With your baton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think he's already injured, right?
I thought he had like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah,
of
I had
damage
done
already.
2 or 3 as Sombra to him.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So I think his ability to like do any of these things is inhibited because A, you're behind him, and 2, this is a kill shot. So, well, it's up to you whether you just knock him out or kill him. But what do you prefer? Do you hit him hard enough to like cave the skull in a bit, or are you just going for a ring the bell?
Can we go in between and say like he may never quite remember what happened tonight?
Well, I don't know if we could cover that with just hitting him on the head.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna. He is going to be out for a long time.
Okay, but you're intentionally trying to pull it a little to not do a murder.
Yeah, I don't.
Interesting.
You
doesn't
could
feel
take
good
something
to
from
do a-
him. You could take his memory.
Well, not if you want to inflict terrible harm. That's what's really
So
going
I'm
to take him out
I'm
of the
gonna,
fight.
you
Got
know,
it.
not do a murder for the minion.
Yeah.
I'll save my murder for more important people.
Okay. So all 4 of these guys are down, and the 5 of you are left catching your breath. Sarah has like pushed herself up. She's leaning against the wall. Like clearly her back hurts. Like just not used to doing a lot of tumbling, and it was effective. But she hadn't stretched. She wasn't warmed up. It was So all of your shock harm, everyone with shock harm, just reduce that to 1.
Got it.
Does anyone have more than faint harm at this point?
No.
Yes, but that's for before.
Oh, really? What does that look like? How do we see that Asmita's injured?
Honestly, don't quite remember how I got it. So I'm just gonna say that that she has. I mean, I literally don't remember how I got it.
Was it with the Sumba and Nisumba scene?
It must have been.
Maybe. Yeah,
So
because you had turned in a lizard person to fight them, and probably took some harm in that fight.
Oh, is that when you almost like your teeth almost got pulled out because they
Oh,
were?
It could have been, yeah.
Yep.
I kind of like the idea that it actually translated as like you see like a really big bruise that spreads down the side of her neck.
Oh yeah.
And my voice has been much raspier than it should have been.
Got it. Okay.
For some time.
Yeah. So it just looks like you got punched in the face and throat, and yeah. Okay. So what are you at? 2 harm?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anything else we need to check in with this scene here?
Well, I mean, Ryan, change back.
Okay, so about that, I can't.
Cool. All right.
But hey, we wanted to use them as a distraction. What's more distracting than 3 of them, right?
Sure. That's 7 foot tall blue naked guy is going to be great for creeping into finding this vault. That's okay.
First of all, I'm definitely more of a green. Second of all, look at it this way. Anything that I do, we get to blame on them.
Good point. Really good point. I like that. Okay.
So
Plus, I mean, like, it's not. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
There's a little bit of a those like half tables that go up against the wall with like you put a vase of flowers on it and something like hotel decoration
credenza?
thing. Over by
Credenza?
It's a credenza.
a credenza, thank you. And behind that is a mirror. And as you're all sort of like getting up and moving around, Ryan, you catch a glimpse of yourself and you're like, oh, jeez. Or I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's a bit of like again, I'm sure this is not the first time I've been stuck in a form. But again, like, I've looked worse.
Okay. You see in your reflection a familiar hand on your shoulder. And said, and the voice in your mind, are you ready for my help now?
Yeah,
Daddy wants to know if you're ready. Sorry.
Cardinos, I am yours.
Is that the line?
No. As I said it, like, that's a bad move. My body is ready.
Okay. All right. So, you feel the magic, this like transformation magic, draining away, and but the condition is the promise that you will represent Cernunnos primarily, not exclusively, but primarily. And so that's, if you want to go ahead with this, you are promising to be Cernunnos's primary representative. In which case, you would need to have some amount of antler, which is not immediate. Like, mortals aren't going to notice it because they don't want to.
Right.
But other supernaturals would notice that you have antlers. So how much of that do you want to accept?
I mean, I will accept that. I like the idea that if I had my personal aesthetic option for an antler, doing a bit of, oh my god, my brain is, give me a second.
Well,
I know
I'm open to horns, antlers. We have options.
No, I'm thinking very much Thranduil from Legolas's father from The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Like that kind of moment. Like,
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they can't be bigger than Cernunnos's antlers, obviously, but...
obviously. But like just almost like a crown of antlers coming from around my head.
Okay.
That kind of look, if you know what I'm going for.
But we can all see them.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You all see the Sumba form melt away after Ryan said, I can't, right? Ryan looks in the mirror, maybe even like put your hands on that credenza, right? As you're staring into this mirror. You even feel the weight of his hand on your shoulder, and then you melt, you shrink down into your normal form, but also sprout these antlers that push up through your hair, that are maybe, I think it's like, maybe like 4 or 5 inches over your head right now. Like, you'll probably grow into them, but you have like a miniature arrangement for your beginning antler.
I like it. It's an aesthetic. It's a choice.
Yeah. So the antlers are permanent now, huh?
Yeah, I think they look great, don't you?
Yeah, looks great. Looks great.
The weird thing is, though, you're still naked.
Oh. Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'll grab a pair of pants from from one of the down security guards. I'm just gonna grab a pair of pants. And
Okay.
I'll wear one of their bulletproof vests with no shirt.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they're not really like Kevlar vests, but they're like sturdy, security vests. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you pull on some pants, vest.
And since I don't have a weapon, I'll take one of their batons. Like, let's go.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
let's do a thing.
Yeah. When you pick it up, you can see there are a number of like runes etched into the side of it. It looks like some sort of like Germanic magic, which is a separate from the Fae that you're used to. There is like the Grimm's fairy tale vibe from the Germanic tradition, which you're familiar with your neighbors, but I don't think I've had a lot of contact with. But you're pretty sure you could figure it out if you wanted it to,
Can't be that hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab one of those for Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's caught her breath and is coming over to you, hand that to her. She's like, oh, okay, I see. Oh, I understand. And she immediately was like, click, 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 and flips it up, and it's just like glowing, that like blue electrical, arc that doesn't have anywhere to go yet. But she's like, oh, okay.
Remember, do not let people keep from you the knowledge that should be yours.
I'm gonna have you roll heart. It's like, oh no, heart. Yeah, that's what I want you to roll.
Okay. That's an 8 on the dice, and 2, it's a 10.
Okay. So you feel Sarah's attention turned to you in a way that's more than just teacher. It's you're sort of recognizing a like beginner worship, right? And in a way that I think it is like, I don't know if Esmita wanted that, but it feels good, in a way that you're like, I didn't mean to drink this, but gosh, I feel warm and nice.
Oh, that tastes nice.
Yeah. How does, well, you tell me, how does Esmita feel about like having one worship?
I think Esmita has bigger things to worry about, and we'll definitely figure this out later.
Okay.
Like this, it's kind of like half oops and half like, if I ignore it, this will definitely not become a problem later.
Got it. Okay.
I close my eyes, it'll go away. It'll never happen. But also, I feel nice.
Yep. Okay. And the 5 of you go up the stairs?
That's the plan. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Celeste, do you like wipe your sword off on one of the bodies, or do you like that it's bloody?
She's not above cleaning it off herself.
Okay.
There's a good chance she like licks some of it and then wipes it off.
Sure, you just like take a little.
Yeah, she's like, what was that? A positive, too common.
Yep. And it has like a weird, like when you lick a battery.
Yeah, it's not a. Wait,
Yeah.
Why would you lick a battery? What?
Oh, have you ever licked a 9-volt?
You've
No?
never licked a
Never looked at
battery?
9-volt?
Highly recommend.
Or like if you have one of those chargers that goes into like a handheld vacuum and you just put your tongue right on the end of that little adapter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's the same. It's basically the same.
God, Blythe's face.
So we're actually not pranking you. Like, I don't know about the
It's a
vacuum
thing.
thing, but those little like rectangular 9-volt batteries,
Yeah.
if you put your tongue on the end of it to cover both connectors, you'll get a tiny, tiny shock in your tongue.
It's just like a little zzz, zzz.
Yeah, it's not dangerous at all. But no, not kidding. No sarcasm. It's like just a little weird feeling that is like,
This is why I don't lick batteries.
That's a choice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, you can do that.
Okay. Well, anyway, when you taste the blood, there's a little electrical feeling in your tongue. Like zaps it, and it's a little, like your tongue's a little numb for a minute.
Okay. Not over this battery thing, but okay.
All right. So we go up the stairs, and before you even open the door to the 40th floor, you can hear the wind rushing, right? You're pretty high up, and we know that the ceiling is blown open, so it's not a surprise, right, that you can hear the wind outside. But if it's springtime, which I think we said it was in the city, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
it's
in
still
May.
spring.
Yep.
Yeah. So the sun hasn't set at 6:30, but it is sunset probably. And the exit, you come out, you can see you're in a little like ancillary hallway where the fire escape comes up and the 2 elevators that come up here, because this whole floor is one penthouse, right? And you sort of come up in the middle of that. And so here in the middle, there's this column where the 2 elevators live and the fire escape, right? So there's this like square in the middle of that. And then there's a square hallway all the way around that has different entrances. But from the elevators, there's one like big double door, master entrance. There's like a side entrance. This is probably for cleaning staff and whatever. So it's, you got some options here.
Well, I would like to use one of my Let It Out abilities to sniff out a secret stash, even when expertly concealed or hidden.
Oh. Okay.
I rolled both again. Oh, that fell all the way
Run
down.
free, die.
Run free. Oh, schmeck crapper. Well, I get a thread for 4, plus my spirit, which brings it to a whopping total of 5.
Okay, can you read the ability for me, please?
So using Let It Out. So on a hit, I would have done a bunch of really great things, but it says sniff out a secret stash, even when expertly concealed or hidden.
Okay. Yeah, your nose leads you over to the grand like double door arrangement, right? There's like really interesting arcane stained glass arrangements in the kind of a like Doctor Strange vibe, in his like sanctum. But there's like 2 half circles over the 2 doors, right?
Oh yeah.
And there's some of those things. And when you go over there, you can see how you could gesture and move them, right? Like you can like, which doesn't make any like mortal sense, but you could see how you could like turn the dials over the doors. And you wander over there and you're like, oh, I know how to open this door. This is easy. And you just reach up and like, is there any reason why you wouldn't open it? Like, here's your secret
if I can
stash.
obviously see how to open it up, and that's where the secret stash is, I'm just gonna reach up and start, twisting things.
Okay. So, Asmita, you hear a gasp behind you as Sarah is like doesn't. Well, you could decide what you do. She like grabs onto the back of your. What are you wearing today? Asmita always has a look.
Well, the thing is, my current look is Celeste's shirt, which would be a highly inappropriate dress on me if I hadn't also snagged like a pair of her leggings.
Oh, right. It would be a dress, air quotes,
and my coat
because you're so much taller. Yeah. Okay, so she's like grabbed onto the back of your coat in the way that like a little kid, would grab the back of mom's whatever, and just you hear this like little gasp, like she's not afraid, she's surprised, right? And you just hear like a whisper that only you can hear, like, does he know what he's doing? Like she's surprised and afraid.
Ooh. Never. And Belle, are you sure that this is the correct stash?
Yep. Senses never wrong. This is where my senses are. So, yep. And I will continue with the touching of the door.
And I am going to back up with Sarah.
Okay.
Poor,
Celeste, what are you up to?
Kind of adoptee, I guess.
Yep. No, she stays right behind you.
I mean, Celeste is very carefully and cautiously approaching because we're not sure what other shenanigans are about to happen.
Okay, so you're like backing up Belle, basically?
Yeah.
Going with Belle?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like, if we're finally close to achieving this thing, she's in serious mode now.
Sure. And Ryan?
Ryan's gonna hang back with Asmita. He's also a little distracted trying to find another reflective surface to check out his new antlers.
Uh-huh.
So he's kind of mildly distracted, but sees Asmita backing up and is like, that's probably a good idea based on how today's been going.
Sure. All right. So just to double check, we have Asmita plus Sarah and Ryan kind of backing away a little bit. Belle is standing in front of the door manipulating. It's hands-free, right? You just gesture and it moves the way you want it to move. And Celeste, you've gone over to stand with Belle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure we had all that in place. And Belle, you've got this 3, 2, 1, and tap.
Yep.
And the this whole arrangement of stained glass, it, like, I'm gonna say explodes, but in slow motion, right? Where all of this glass like pours out. There's like more glass than was up there, right? But it pours out into this amalgamation of basically like two-dimensional creature, right? Made of all this like stained glass parts. It's kind of like, well, do y'all know what a Zorn looks like from D&D? Okay, so like there's like a torso with 4 legs on all 4 corners of this like thick torso, and then weird like grabby hands and a mouth on the top of it, right? Like the hands would like to it's like a trash can with legs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And these arms, but it's all made out of shards of stained glass, right? That slide and shift and are moving and flashing in the light. And from above the door, there's just open space now, right? Like the doors are still closed, surprising. But there's just empty space where this thing has poured out and is now like grabbing. And I want to do a little bit of with this before we have to game down for today. So, Belle, I'm actually going to have you go last because I think you're in a situation of like, well, that's not what I expected.
I didn't order that.
Right, I was just opening the door. But Celeste, you're right there with Belle, and I just what's your reaction here?
Okay, describe the scene exactly. So
So
Belle is opening this thing, and
Yeah.
it's not what we're hoping it's supposed to be.
right, we were all expecting these things to line up and the doors to just swing open.
Yeah.
But instead, he clicks it into place, clicks confirm. Yes, I agree. Yes, confirm. Like all of those things. And then all of this stained glass just flows out onto the floor into this creature that is roughly cylindrical. It's got 4 legs and 4 arms.
Yeah. Okay.
And like gnashing teeth at the top of it, like it wants to grab stuff and put things into it, like a trash can with arms and legs.
And it's not. If it's not attacking us, Celeste.
Oh no, I mean it's coming after you for sure. Like
okay. If
it's trying to grab you and Belle and eat you.
Well then, yeah, Celeste is gonna do a violence about it.
Okay,
She's like, the fuck?
let's turn to violence.
Turn into violence.
Unless there's any of your let it out moves that are better.
Turning to I am better at turning to violence than letting it out.
Okay.
Because let it out makes me roll spirit. And not blood. So I am going to turn to violence instead. Cause I don't like it.
Go for it.
Eight.
8?
Yes. I
Okay.
rolled doubles.
Oh, you got doubles.
Yeah.
Okay, so take a thread. And on a hit, your opposition chooses one. You don't get to pick one, unfortunately, because you don't have a 10 plus, but you'll deal your sword does 3.
Yep.
Okay. So you slash your sword into this thing, and you can tell not all of your damage went through, right? It has some sort of armor effect, either because it's glass and it doesn't mind being slashed with a sword, but it also, like, you hack into it and you break some glass, but the glass kind of reforms. You could tell you had an effect, right? It wasn't completely pointless, but it is reduced. It is going to in turn inflict harm on you. It was originally trying to grab, I mean, it basically has a hold of Belle and is trying to pick Belle up and eat him. But it now, like, it's sort of, it has Belle by the front of your, what are you wearing, Belle?
My normal, vest, shirt,
Okay.
tie,
Yeah,
professional
so
clothes.
This one, like, glass, stained glass hand has like so many like spiky appendages that just like rip in it and is like grabbed the front of your vest as you're, I assume, trying to pull away.
Yeah.
As opposed to hug. I don't know what the
Yes.
other option would be. But it somewhat slows down as its attention turns towards Celeste as it like knocks away some of the sword attack and just slashes at you for 3 harm, Celeste. But do you already have your faint harm marked?
Me?
Yeah.
I do have faint harm marked from a while ago.
Okay, so only take 2 more harm. It's skipping over that. It's not stacking with the faint harm that you have.
So just taking the serious harm, or?
Yeah, just 2 serious boxes.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to see if there was something I could do. Because I'm like, is there anything I can do to let it out without using spirit? But apparently not.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me look at your playbook
No,
real
there's
quick.
nothing. I don't have any. Also, there's really loud music playing right now. I'm sorry if you hear that. I
Just a
don't
little
know-
bit.
Don't know where it's coming from.
So depending on what you want to do, I can like feel free to make a case for something if you're like, well, what if I did this but this way? I'm always open to making deals.
Well, yeah, I mean, the one I would want to do would be to perform a fantastic feat of vampiric strength or agility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind marking corruption to do it, or like, because I don't know, I could like, she's going for a much stronger use of her turn to violence, so I don't mind marking corruption or something to do that.
Well, yeah, I'd say if you want to roll blood in this situation instead of spirit, I'm open to that deal.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You may wind up with a double corruption depending on how it goes, but I'm open to dealing.
Let's do that. Let's try this.
Okay.
Because I might be able to rip this thing apart. We'll see. Oh, shoot.
Is that a
That's a
good?
12.
A 12. Fantastic. So I'm going to have you just mark 1 corruption. And let's see, what is the wording of that again? Okay, I know my alphabet. Perform fantastic feat of vampiric strength or agility.
And I mean, I just want to this is kind of her being like, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
And she kind of just wants to destroy this thing. It's made of glass. It should be breakable.
Yeah, and I think you just wield your vampiric strength and you actually managed to bypass that armor reduction that I had mentioned earlier. So you just dig into it with full 3 harm. Just so everyone knows, this thing has more than the standard 5 health. That's something that would be obvious to all of you, that this thing is like really resilient and tough and is like a monster, right? So
Yeah.
It does have more than 5, but Celeste, you get all of your 3 harm in there by stab it and then twist and break and do all the things that you're able to do with your crazy vampire strength. And yeah, you totally lean into it and deal the full 3 harm. I'm gonna mention that. Let's see. Glass monster 3. Okay. So who would like to do a thing? Oh, Belle, you're right there, actually. Let's check in with Belle first.
Yeah, I would like to try to get out. Well,
Yeah, you're
I guess
currently
I got
grabbed.
Oh,
Oh, did you take your advancement?
I did. I advanced I advanced the blood to 0. So you know what? Why not? Let me try to do a violence about it to break free of this.
All right.
Hey, that's a 7, and thankfully there's no -1 anymore, so it's an actual 7.
Okay, so your corruption literally made this possible, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So you wanted to turn to violence.
Yep. Well, I'm just trying to like pry its fingers off of me or smash its hand so it lets me go.
Okay. So but you're just empty-handed, right? You don't
Yeah.
have a weapon right now?
No. No.
Wait, who picked up a baton?
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. So yeah, I think the balance here is to just like slam your hands down on the like glass arm that's grabbing you.
Yeah.
You manage to not slice up your hands in the process.
Good.
But with the 7, we are going to have to do a little bit. So, one, it tears up your clothes.
Aw.
And I'm actually... Yeah, actually, I think I am going to have it inflict harm on you. So yeah, you slam into this thing, you smash the hand that's holding you, and manage to throw yourself back. But your hands and arms are lacerated.
Now, does this count as a new scene?
Yes.
Then I am going to be a fucking demon about that and ignore that.
Okay. All right. Do you does it look like you just smashed into this thing without hurting yourself, or did the cuts just heal up right away?
The cuts just heal.
Oh, I love it. Okay, cool. That's a cool vibe. So yeah, you smash this thing. It immediately like reforms the hand that you smashed. But the hand that reforms is this like smoked glass rather than all the like multicolored stuff. But like where you smashed it, it's this like smoky dark gray glass.
All right.
So, and yeah, you managed to like back away from it and try to get a little space. Your vest is all shredded, like it was in a Cuisinart, but you managed to get some space. Ryan, Asmita?
Yeah, Ryan is going to, emboldened with this new power that he seems to have acquired in his head, now being a chosen one of Carnunos, he's going to go ahead and get up in its grill, and I am going to use one of my fairy moves, one of my fairy magic, and I'm going to mark corruption.
Faye.
Be Faye, do crime! Which actually fills up my corruption bar as well.
Ooh, I like it.
I'm going to do, I knew what I was going to take. I'm going to add +1 to my spirit, so now I have a +2 spirit. But I'm going to use the fairy power of Wither, and I'm going to touch the creature and make the glass more brittle, and basically like take all the moisture out of the glass as I can. So I touch it. I can imbue my touch with the power to kill, 3 harm, intimate, armor piercing.
Oh, armor piercing. Okay, that's helpful.
And it does leave behind a nasty mark or scar. So I think the mark is where I touched it. It is now emblazoned with the mark of Carnunos.
Okay, I have a further suggestion, if it's okay. That where you reach out and just like what does it look like? Where do you grab onto it, or do you like punch it, or like what are you doing to it?
I grab onto one of the arms, like I full on just strong arm it.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'm just full on attached to one of those arms.
Okay, so immediately this thing is like trying to pull away from you, and I think ultimately it does get that arm out of your grasp, but that whole arm is transferred into that like dull green bottle glass, as opposed to this like brilliant, scintillating, beautiful stained glass, right? So we have one arm that's now like smoked glass, and another arm that is just dull, boring green glass, which I think from the Fae is like insulting, like, look how boring you are.
Basic. You're basic.
Basic. But yeah, it like flinches away from you. It flinches away from Belle. It's like dealing with Celeste slamming into it, as this thing, it's not toddling, not going to tip over, right? It is like 4 feet that are very stable. But if anyone has the picture that Pooja shared, that's what a Zorn normally looks like. Ours is a little modified, but
It's so glassy.
Yeah. Asmita, what are you up to?
Kitty.
Meow.
I think I am going to I'm gonna attack it with my baton. It feels like this is a bludgeoning weapon kind of situation.
Sure.
Have baton, we'll break window.
Okay. Yeah, break glass in case of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it sounds like you're turning to violence.
I am. Are you gonna turn to violence too, Frida Bean? No? You're gonna snuggle. That's a 10 on the dice, plus blood is an 11.
Oh my. Okay.
So-
What do you want to pick from your list, or do you want to know what I'm picking first?
I would like to know what you're picking first, if that's okay.
Okay. It is going to inflict harm on you.
Okay. And I am going to You know what? Terrible harm has done me pretty well so far.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah, I think in this case, I'm going to treat inflict terrible harm as basically armor piercing to bypass its armor reduction. It's inflicting harm on you with like a slashing, this just horrible sharp glass, sharp edges all around with 3 harm. Do you have armor? It's not armor piercing, so if you have armor, it's reduced.
I don't. Not in this form.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and take 3 harm.
Maybe I should have done other things.
Oh, what's that put you at?
That's my full harm track.
Oh, I think that's okay. It's if you were to take more than your harm track, then
Okay,
you're
cool,
in
cool.
trouble, right?
You can also take a scar.
Oh yeah,
Don't
that's
wanna.
that's a good point. You may want to take a scar to ignore all 3 harm, but you reduce one of your stats by -1.
And that's a forever thing now. I feel
well,
like this isn't a.
You could
this
raise
isn't
the
a
stat
forever
again
kind
with
of-
XP, but
Yeah, but
but yeah, it is reduced, and you can't reduce that stat again for another scar. So
I feel like this is more of a she's just gonna be real bloody.
okay. Yeah, you lean into it. It is like deadly wounds kind of situation, but you're not knocked out yet. So, yeah,
It's okay. I've got things that could help this.
sure. All right. So yeah, you smash into this thing. It's slashing back. You're just like there's a whole mess of like blood and shattered glass and all kinds of stuff. And we will game down there. I think we'll get into what Sarah's up to next time. But I think this is a good place to stop. So thanks everyone in chat joining us today, watching now or later. Those are the only options. And if you watched before, I wish you had told me what I needed to look up. So please let me know if
I
you're
wish
watching
you-
before we play.
If you were watching before and not warning me that I should probably have healed up some or taken some armor.
Yeah, rude.
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 Very.
All right. So let's go around and say where the good people can find your quote unquote good works. Jay.
Hey y'all, you can find me on the internet at Jay Holtham and playing games at Happy Jacks every other Monday, Happy Jacks RPG, and on Plate Mail Games 12-Sided Stories.
All right. Blythe.
I have been Blythe Kala. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all under Blythe Kala 93. Currently, I am doing this on Saturdays, and every other Monday, I'm over on Happy Jacks playing Stone Top. I think we're about 3 sessions away from the end. Who knows? That's at 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's very fun. It's very good. My character is getting married to a fairy king. Probably.
That seems like the right choice.
Also, recently I was on a bunch of Star Wars podcasts. So if you I was on Star Wars Music Minute, Pink Milk, and The Rollout, all talking about various aspects of Star Wars.
Oh, have you seen Star Wars?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
See it. She lived it.
I'll give you $1. You go see a Star Wars.
For our audience who doesn't know, Blythe is like a literal expert in the field of Star Wars and is like sought out for her knowledge and expertise. So that is why my joke is very funny.
Super funny. It's
Yeah.
so good. Quality jokes. But yeah, if you want to see me talking about Star Wars, those are 3 places you can go check that out. Or I was also on Octu Radio talking about it. So I have been on a lot of Star Wars podcasts lately. So if you want to hear my thoughts, you can go there.
Awesome. Frida, do you want to tell us what your mama's face feels like?
She says, feels doughy. Might need more kneading. Hi, I'm Pooja, and you can find me on Twitter at LADC Girl. That's LADESI Girl. And pretty much everywhere else on the socials is Forgotten Saves. I, somewhat like Jay, am also on 12-Sided Stories. And we just wrapped up Murmurs at the Abyss, the Call of Cthulhu podcast for Happy Jack's RPG. And hopefully we'll have our Vampire the Masquerade game coming back at some point soon. Glittering Night beckons. I mean, it's just called Glittering Night. I'm just saying it beckons to people. I'm smooth.
What's the 12-sided vampire campaign called again?
Unquiet Blood.
Oh yeah, Unquiet Blood is very, y'all, if you're not following that, that's like one of my favorite things right now. So definitely.
Our season finale just dropped yesterday. So
yeah,
that
I need
is
to catch
out
up.
there.
I'm like 1 behind.
Oh my gosh, you're going to love the finale.
I'm so excited.
It's real intense.
Okay, and if you're just listening, I had to call out Frida because she's just doing the thing where like her paw is in frame and just touch the chin, just very gentle. It's so sweet. And Joey.
Hey guys, I'm Joey. You can find me on all the socials at Joey Nestra because it's my name. And yeah, this is currently the only thing I'm streaming at the moment, but hopefully our Glittering Night game at Happy Jacks comes back soon, and hopefully more stuff coming up down the pipe. More stuff that I get to be ridiculous and a nightmare. So keep your eye on my socials.
Awesome. And my name is Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. My schedule is here on the Twitch page. You can see what I'm up to there. And every other Monday, I am with Jay in that Happy Jacks RPG game. You can check them out at Happy Jacks RPG or happyjacks.org. And that one is the show I'm on there with Jay is called Yuma Station. So it's a really fun Traveler 2.0 game. And I think that about does it for us. So thanks everyone for joining us. If you want to swing by tomorrow, I'm streaming more of my dev diary working on demigods, and love it if you could swing by and say hi. It's always nice. So until next time, bye.
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 Say bye.
Bye.